Welcome to episode 213 of the Lone Hockey Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about some standouts in last night's matchup between Edmonton and Chicago. And obviously, a really great game from both sides. It felt like Chicago, they were able to battle their way back into the game, and they came close. They ended up winning in overtime, Edmonton, that is. And Zach Hyman ended up getting the winner. Chicago ended up taking a penalty in overtime that led directly to that goal, and I believe it was around a minute into the power play, if not less. So, really quick goal, obviously, and just really intriguing to watch from Edmonton's side too. Like, obviously, you have two superstars in McDavid and Draisaitl. With McDavid back, he's looked better than ever. And just that power play just keeps humming. Like you get Hyman out there, you get Bouchard out there, you get Draisaitl out there, you get McDavid out there. You have a lot of different weapons to work with and a lot of different skill types too. Like Hyman's a really good net front player. McDavid's a really good dual threat player. Draisaitl's an elite scorer. Bouchard's got an elite shot from the point, but also an elite puck mover. Like a lot of different skill types and personalities there that really blend with each other really nicely. And so I thought Edmonton, they were just zipping the puck around, not only on the power play, but 5-on-5 and even strength situations in general. They were moving the puck really well and really crisp. And they're really noticeable at being able to create opportunities offensively. And they were really noticeable at being able to create offensive situations to their advantage. I thought there were a lot of guys that were really noticeable in Edmonton's side throughout this game, and we could talk all day about the Draisaitl's, the McDavids, those type of guys. But I thought Victor Arvidsson played really well in this game, and obviously him playing in the West against Chicago for many different times, and him playing in Nashville, I feel like he's played against the Hawks really well, and he's always seemed to be noticeable. I remember early on in his career playing in Nashville, he was always super noticeable playing at Chicago and they would have a lot of head-to-head rivalries. And he was a consistent top six forward for Nashville in his early days. And I just feel like every time he plays against them, he's always standing out, whether it be physically or offensively or in transition with his speed, just a lot of different ways that he's able to create offense. And another guy who's really noticeable, again, outside of Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bouchard, those type of guys, and Hyman included. I thought Jeff Skinner was really good. I thought he was really noticeable, and obviously a guy who hasn't gotten consistent ice time in Edmonton thus far. He played more of a middle six slash bottom nine style role with this team, and he can provide and chip in offensively when need be, just not necessarily super consistent offensively. But Skinner's a guy that had 2 points yesterday, goal and assist each, and was really good off the rush. I was really intrigued by his play in transition, his speed in transition and his ability to create and how noticeable he was there as well. And then Vasily Podkolzin I thought was really good and really noticeable in terms of being able to create turnovers, force turnovers, and create stick checks, being able to be reliable defensively, be a shutdown player, just be a guy who can be reliable defensively in terms of his positioning and sometimes wingers they let a little bit loose defensively, but with him, he's not that type of player. He's always really noticeable defensively at shutting plays down and being able to be in position at the right moments. So he's been a good surprise for Edmonton as a signing, and or I believe a trade acquisition, not a signing, but he's still been really good in his first season and first full season with Edmonton thus far. And then Chicago side and Connor Bedard obviously had a really good game. He had a really nice shot sequence early on in the game. He almost scored on it, and I felt like from there he was actually continued to get a little bit better each shift, and especially throughout that first period and throughout the middle stages of the second. I noticed he kind of tapered off in the third a little bit, but the first and second period, he was doing a really good job creating offense, creating off the rush, creating in transition, maneuvering east-west, like doing a lot of different skills and incorporating a lot of different offensive maneuvers that way, and just was really reliable there. And then Ryan Donato with 2 points, goal and assist each, and four shots. He was really good at creating havoc, down low physically, deep in the zone, and just was very effective at being able to create offensively. And obviously, he's a guy who's really intriguing based on not necessarily offensive skill, but just tenacity, overall tenacity, compete level, work ethic, those type of things. He's always really ingrained and well ingrained with his habits there and does a really good job being able to create offense consistently as a result of that and create turnovers off the forecheck. Teuvo Teravainen had a really good game. He had an assist on Lucas Reichel's goal, and he had another assist on top of that. He had a really nice dish on Reichel's goal where he was able to feed Reichel attacking the back post. I wrote that in my newest article today, which is available on Medium, Substack, and LinkedIn. And I just thought he was really noticeable. I thought he was making plays, and that's what Teravine is mostly well known for is his playmaking and his ability to make passes and be a pass first style player. I feel like that's what he does the best of his ability. And he's a guy that when it comes to how he drives play, you notice his pass first game and just how he's able to make plays, how he's able to use his vision and awareness and offensive anticipation that way and was really noticeable, really steady. Speaking of which, Lucas Reichel had one of the better games I've seen from him this season, and he's such a weird player because sometimes he's a little inconsistent. Actually, not a little, a lot, and very inconsistent he can be. And sometimes you just notice him in certain situations more than others. But he was really good yesterday, did a really good job at being able to create offense and create turnovers and being able to get pucks loose and being able to incorporate some east-west playmaking in that mix as well. So some standouts throughout yesterday's matchup.